First, the speaker introduced Mr. Lee Kim, author of Amazon Adventure. Then he said that Mr. Kim, a retired lawyer, amateur photographer, and then a writer, spent the year before traveling down the Amazon River by canoe. Next, he said that Mr. Lee Kim would discuss his travel in the Amazon region, where he paid his book and showed some of photographs he took during his trip. Finally, the speaker suggested the listener hold on to their seats because Mr. Lee Kim was sure to have some amazing story. First, the speaker thanked all staff members for taking the time to attend that mock meeting. Then she said that she would get straight to the point. Next, she complained that uh, staff members had been making unauthorized charges to the office expense account for things like lunches and taxi rides that were not related to their jobs. Finally, she announced that in the future, on charges to the office expense account must be approved by her ahead of time. First, the speaker announced that all schools would be closed that day because of the night before snowstorm. Then she said that the streets were still icy and dangerous for cars and buses, and she thought schools would remain closed for several days because it could take some time to get all the streets clean and safe for travel. Finally, she suggested listening to the evening news to find out the day after school's schedule. First, the speaker wanted to know the listeners if they got their sports news from television and if they were getting tired of all the commercial interruptions on TV. Then he said that uh, they didn't have to be annoyed by commercials anymore because their magazine gave them all the latest sports news commercial free. Next, he suggested read it to find out what was happening in the world of football, baseball, and basketball, and learn all about their favorite athletes. Finally, he suggested subscribe that day because their magazine gave them all that and more. First, the speaker suggested services in plan their next conference. Then he said that they took care of it on reserving room, printing schedules, ordering food, and arranging entertainment. Then he said that their experienced planners took the headache out of conference. After that, Services Inc. guaranteed that their next conference would be a success. Finally, he suggested call that day for their initial free consultation. First, the speaker wanted to know the listeners if winter weather got them down. Then he suggested chase the winter blues away by taking a trip to a sun-filled island. Then he said that they offered both weekend and week-long packages to the Sunshine Islands. Next, he suggested choose a cruise, stay at a resort, or relax at a quaint village, or take a fast-paced tour of the island hotspots, or route for a slow-paced, low-key visit to the beach. Finally, he suggested on that day to book their tour because they would love their luxury accommodations and their economical prices. First, the speaker said that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. Then he complained that some people skipped breakfast as part of a weight-reducing plan, but that wasn't a good idea. The next, he explained that studies had shown that people who didn't eat a complete meal, including fruit, every morning, actually end up gaining weight. So they also often felt tired later in the day and compensate for that by eating unhealthy food. Finally, he said that healthy people never skipped breakfast. First, the speaker announced that they had a new schedule there at Radio 2000. Then she said that they began that afternoon with 3 solid hours of classic rock music, and that was 3 solid hours with no commercial interruptions. Uh, Next, she said that that would be followed by an exciting new interview show in which they talked with all their favorite rock musicians, both past and current. Finally, she said that they would have the weather report at 5 before they move on to their new evening news uh, analysis program.